Hello and welcome to Friday with Fiona. I've just realised I'm the wrong Karen. Hello. So welcome to Friday with Fiona. This is a taped online workshop because I have to get everything out of my craft room. Well, when I say everything, not everything out of the Calax, but my desk. I'm getting a new desk basically. It's going to be put together and put in place on Saturday. So I need to get everything off my current desk and things out of the way to get this desk out for the new one to come in. I'm so excited. It's going to be corner desk, gonna have cupboards, shelves. Yeah, really excited. And it's white, whereas this one's brown. And this one is also sagging. This is, yeah, 10 years old, this desk. So IKEA has done me really, really well. So yeah, so I'm recording my online workshop and I'm using 2 bundles. So let me get you down. Also, just to say, if you're a demonstrator, pre-order went online yesterday, the 24th of March. Today's the 25th. And if you can't wait till May for the new catalogue, then the starter kit is the best offer going. £130 worth of stuff for £99. And then I think you can also in your starter kit pre-order. So yeah, exciting. So but I've got my pre-order in. I'm getting the new in colours, everything to do with the new in colours, using my stamping rewards. Still had to pay a bit, but hey ho. So today for the online workshop, I'm using 2 bundles. I'm using my favourite lovely arrangements, stamp set and dies, and I'm also using what we used last week, which was the Filled with Sweetness bundle. So I had a couple more things. Well, one I wanted to do with that, and then I'm also using the which I've also used before, the Easter time mix and match ephemera pack for a very quick and easy Easter card. So let's get going. So my first one, and I did mention this to you last week, is that you use the die, the big die. Let me show you this. Let's get it out and show you this. Whoa. This die here, put my label back on. So it cuts out this. There we go. It cuts out your jar, and then you've already got your score line, and then you just fold it. Okay, so super easy, which is what we like. Don't need anything hard, especially not at the moment. So I just folded that. This one was now I'm using up the ink colours that are retiring. It's Summer Splash, and I didn't realise that. I thought it was Shy Shamrock, so I've got Shy Shamrock here. Then this is the designer series paper that goes with that bundle, and I've just die cut this jam jar lid, so there, to go across the top. But what I haven't done yet is stamp my jar onto it. So I'm going to bring it in my positioning tool. I'm using this majority of the time, but that's not going to be big enough. So let's bring in the big one. Also, just to let you know, in the new catalogue, there are going to be some price increases on basics, like adhesives, envelopes, the blending brushes, some of the storage. So I've stocked up on adhesives, I've stocked up on envelopes. I've got a drawer full of envelopes now, which is great. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in place. You see I stamped it here already. Line that up. Get my magnets on. And then I'm going to get my stamps. I'm going to bury that if I'm not careful. Let's pop that there. Okay, and so I want my big jar. And if you haven't seen already, what I've been doing, I go round with one of my blends on the thick plastic so that I know where they need to go back in place. Apparently Stampin' Up! Are working on something for us because there's been so much feedback about not having something. But okay, so I'm going to line that up on my cardstock. Try and get it straight. Now normally you put your magnets to stop the cardstock from pulling up, but actually I'm not going to be able to do that, so I'm going to put them both on this side. Okay, and I'm going to do it in Shy Shamrock, so colour on colour. Could do it on Secret Sea or Memento Black, but and again normally I take my stamp to the pad, because it's so big. Should be enough. Let's close that so I don't put my hand in it, which I've been doing a lot lately. Oh, the new ink pads that I've ordered are these new style magnetic ones, so I'm really excited to see what they're like. Nearly perfect, just a little bit off center there, but that's okay. We can live with that. Okay, let me just clean that because I'm going to need to stamp again. And it's a large stamp. Go. I only wet that the other day. It's drying out already. Okay, that's right. Oh, things flying all over the floor. There we go. Now I've broken a nail. So let's put that back. And I'll make some space. It's tricky because it's so big. Here we go. Oh, it's back in its home. Hopefully I'm just stamping sentiments going forward. Oh, I will need my sentiment, so let's do that now. So I'm going to be saying thank you. Let's put it over there. Hello. Get my... And I have already stamped and coloured my blueberries and my strawberries, because you don't need to sit and watch me do that. So just a little thank you. In the middle. Look straight. And I'm going to do that in Misty Moonlight to match the... no, I'm not, because I haven't got it. I'll do it in Shy Shamrock. And this time I am taking my... There we go. Should be enough. Perfect. I do love this stamping positioning tool. It really does make my stamping so much easier. I've got loads of blocks, but they're hardly coming out now. Just using this all the time. Love, love, love it. And it is in the Mini Catalogue, so if you didn't get it, or you weren't a demonstrator to get it on pre-order, it's coming, and it is fabulous. Okay, let's put this away before I lose it. So let's start putting together. Oh, the other thing that I did, I die cut one side of the jar in just basic white, and then I trimmed down the sides, so it measures 8.2. I was trying to go for 8.5. 8.2 by 8.1, so it's not quite square, and that's just for your insert, so you've got something to write on, because it is a very bright cardstock. Put that in. There we go. Right, now we can decorate the front of our... So, although I didn't get it quite straight, this is going to go over here, so it's not really going to make much difference. So, let's pop that on. There we go. Now, I just did go over there a bit with the adhesive, so what I'm going to do is a trick. Take my embossing buddy. Yep, that's got rid of any sticky. Let's wipe that away. Literally, I'm throwing things on the floor. Oh, for goodness sake. I can't wait for this new desk, because I'm going to have drawers and, yeah, things. Okay, then another of these, so let me show you these dies. So this designer series paper was cut out with this. Then I cut out this, which is, and it looks so realistic, is your string around your jam jar lid. Here we go. Now, have I done this with... Yes, I have. Have I? I'm not sure. Then I've got the bow, which goes on it. I've got my strawberry, and I've got 3 little white flowers. So it's a really relatively... I mean, obviously die cutting and colouring, but let me see. Did I put... It might help if I put my glasses on. Yes, I did. Phew. Because it's so narrow, to try and get glue on here would be an absolute nightmare. Another bit. Apologies if you can hear banging. It's we're having a new fence put up. Right, okay, here we go. Just checking I'm on the screen. I'm going to follow that line. There is actually a line on there, which is where you can put your... You also get this die, which makes a slit to put your spoon through. And I did cut out a spoon. There's your spoon, but it didn't work for what I was thinking. Okay, so now I need some dimensionals for my thank you. Let's go with 3. And then the same with this one. Beautiful little filigree bow. Go there. And I'm just going to use my button folder and give a bit of depth to my strawberry. You can go over it with Wink of Stella, and the same with my blueberries. And then what I'm going to do is put the dimensional right in the middle, so it keeps the depth. I'm going to put that to the side there, and then these ones I need it at the top. I made a mistake on my sample when I put it at the bottom and then it wouldn't sit properly. Here we go. I've just used a bit of white gel pen on there. And then my flowers. Now, where do my flowers go? Okay, I'm just going to use a bit of wet glue for these. One there, one there, and one there. And then I'm going to put some, these are the dots that go with the filled with sweetness because you've got your strawberries. But I'm going to use these ones, the strawberry slush ones, because that's the colour I've painted my strawberry. Not painted, coloured in. Oh, wrong way around. There we go. Right, so let's just pop these on. Could go with the blue. Yeah, let's try the blue actually, see which I like better. And there you go, that's your card done. See how quick and easy that was. There's the first one, so that's with the strawberry slush. That's lost its sticky. Let's pop a little bit of glue in there. So that's with the strawberry slush embellishment, and then the other one is with the Misty Moonlight embellishment. Which one? And that's Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock. Both nice, love them. And then just the little insert inside. Okay, so that's project number 1. Moving on. Whoops. Oh dear. Sorry about that. Okay, this is using my absolute favourite lovely arrangements. And Basic Grey, which I have not used for a long time. I was going to use Secret Sea for my card base, but I'm very low on it, so I've used Basic Grey, and it makes a nice change. And then it's Old Olive on top of Very Vanilla, and this is also using the dies from the lovely arrangements, and it's using this one, which I hadn't used at all. And basically it just cuts out the little flowers like so. On the first one I did it this way, and then I realised I could do it this way and get them both on. So I've done that on Old Olive, and there is a crease mark which is probably not going to show when I've got my now which way around does it go? It can go either way actually. Let's have it that way. Yeah, you can see it's got some from it going through the die cutting machine, it's got some lines, but they're not really visible. And I can put my ribbon around where that is, which is what I'm going to do. This beautiful, beautiful cloud cover textured ribbon, which is so soft. So that's going to go around the middle where my embossing line is, and I'm just going to use some sellotape. You can use tear and tape or whatever. I just need to have enough to hold it in place, and I don't want it to go over where I've got the little eyelets. There we go. And then the same on this side. I cut it with my ribbon scissors. Okay. Yeah. And now I'm going to put it onto Very Vanilla. Don't normally use Very Vanilla, but I thought it was a little bit softer than the white. So I'm going to just trim a fraction off there, because on my other one it's just showing literally a smidge. I meant a smidge, there you go, literally a smidge. And I'm going to get some wet glue. I'm just doing a little pattern. I'm playing silly billies, basically. There we go. And then I'm going to lay this on top. Okay. And I've already stamped my happy birthday and die cut it with this. Really, you'd think it wouldn't fit, but it does. Okay, and now I can pop that on to my card base. So I'm going to use some Seal Plus for this. Reminds me of a fleur-de-lis. It's not, but that's what it reminds me of. Okay, there we go. So you can see some of the basic grey. And then I'm going to pop this on with dimensionals. If I can find my dimensionals, because I'm getting in a mess. I'm going to need those in a minute. Not sure which way I prefer it, actually. Let's go that way. There's my dimensionals. And I'm going to put quite a few on because I don't like it sagging in the middle. This is from the virtual scrapbooking workshop I did last year, which I've got one project to finish. One more in the middle. Oh, there and there. And basically it's about you don't have to take all the backings off. You just need them there to give the depth. So I'm going to go around the edge and take them off, but I won't take the ones in the middle off, except for the very, very centre. That's a really neat trick, just to give the stability. Do that one. There we go. And I'm just going to lay that over and centre it. I'm just eyeballing it, but you can measure if you like to be exact. There we go. And I've got the depth. And then I did just a little knot rather than a bow, because it is quite thick, this ribbon, and there's not much room, as you can see. In fact, I think I did it the other way around. I think I tied the knot as I but you do save some ribbon doing it this way. And also, if you fold it in half and hold it and then cut, you'll get your V. Sometimes it's nice to do that on a wide ribbon. It's difficult when it's a very narrow ribbon, but there we go. That's a bit long, that side. Let's cut it shorter. Okay, glue dot or two. I'm going to do two glue dots because it's quite thick, this ribbon. And then I'm just going to pop it on the side. There we go. Okay, now for my sentiment, I just did the happy birthday in basic grey on very vanilla, and I'm going to pop it down there. So I just need the mini dimensionals. It is really, really narrow, but these just fit. There we go. Took it up to the edge of the old olive. And there you go. So I've used two different, because these are the cutouts from the designer series paper. So you've got the one in the crumb cake and the secret sea, and then you've got the cloud cover, which probably goes a bit better with the cloud cover ribbon. So that's card number 2. Okay, let's just make a bit of space because I'm getting in a bit of a mess here. Don't think I need this ribbon anymore. So we've got one more using the, I do need the ribbon. One more using the lovely arrangements, and I'm using the circles this time, and the designer series paper, and I stamped the flower onto vellum, and then I just coloured a little bit with cloud cover blend, and then my leaves are in secret sea. They're also die cuts, and then this is the designer series paper. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a neat little trick. This was, I think, was one of the artisans did this. So let me make some space and show you how to do it. So I've got a thick basic white card base. All of these card bases that we've done so far, so the one we just did, they're the same, the half A4, so 21 scored in half at 10.5 by 14.8. The one we just did, obviously the first one was die cut. And then I've got a piece of designer series paper, which is 4.7 by 7.9. I mean, you could do it slightly bigger than that, but I just cut it down. Then what I've done is I've, no, those are ribbon snips, I mustn't use those. I've taken my snips and I've just gone through. Now I did this with the trimmer, but actually it didn't allow me to get the curve. So I'm going to go in from this side, and then I can go around later and do the curve on the, oh. So basically you can get 2 cards out of this one die cut of the circles. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim these, make these a bit more finished. I could have done this in advance, but I wanted you to see how I was doing it. And it doesn't take very long. Nearly finished. Okay, so then I'm going to put my designer series paper on the back. So I'm just going to use some wet glue very, very narrowly when it comes out. Wrong side. No, it's not. It's the right side. Correct side. There we go. So I'm just going to lay that onto the circles. There we go. Okay, and then that's going to go on with dimensionals. Okay, hopefully that's enough to stop it sagging. Okay, I'm just going to lay that on in the middle. I'm just going to eyeball it. You could use your grid paper to line it up. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to use my bung folder, give my vellum a bit of a curve. And that's going to go on with a dimensional, which is underneath the, no, actually it's not going on with a dimensional. It's going on with some wet glue because it's going to go on the corner here. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the leaves, just pop some wet glue. So I want them to pop out here. Like so, and then this one is going to go flat, whoops, flat onto the basic white. There we go. And now all I need is mine. And I didn't put a sentiment on this one. I don't know, I just felt it didn't need one. I just love it. It's so, the colours, just love the colours. Right, ribbon, which I had thought I wasn't going to need again. I think I'm going to do a knot again because the bow is a little bit too big. Or maybe it's just because I put it on the here and I should have put it on the side. I need my... Okay. Glue dots again. Oh, I don't like it there. Let's put it there. There we go. Let me find where. So that's the original with the bow, which I do think is a little bit, and then that's the one I've just done with it tied. Oh, that's not a very good cut. Dearie me. And then cut that one shorter now. There we go. Much, much smaller. And it should stay in place. So that's card 3. I find it very calming. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's card 3. And then the last one, I saved the easiest for last. Normally do the easiest first. Right, let me not mix these scissors up. Ribbon scissors, non-ribbon scissors. Okay, just throwing my dimensionals on the floor. Okay, the last one is using the Mix and Match ephemera pack and the Easter Joy Designer Series paper. So this card is a landscape. So again, it's half A4, but it's cut. So it's 29.6, scored in half at 14.8 by 10.5. So I've cut the A4 in half at 10.5. And so I've got a landscape. And I've also used the perennial postage dies to cut out a label. This is the Designer Series paper. And then this is from the ephemera pack. Got 3 Easter eggs and a Happy Easter. And that is the back of the, so it's one of the, oh, I can't think what you call them. Card fronts that they already did, and you could just colour it in, but I'm using this side. So I'm going to use wet glue because it's shiny. So this is cut down to 14.3 by 10. Okay, so you've got a white, oops, it's because it's the wet glue, it's sliding. There we go. You've got some white, so to me that looks like a picnic blanket or a tablecloth, something like that. Oh, look, I didn't put my, oh no, I haven't missed it. Phew. So this is the Balmy Blue, oh, what do you call it? Balmy Blue Plaid, is it you call it? Hang on, let me get it out and I'll tell you exactly what it's called. I need to really do a list of what I'm using for you. Gingham, that's it, gingham. Okay, so that needs to go around the postage, and I've done it sort of to the lower half, but not quite. And I'm going to do my trick again of taping it down. There we go. Oh, of course, I forgot to tell you that when you spend £50 in my online store, you will get, and I'm putting this on flat, the other way around, because I want the ribbon at the bottom, towards the bottom. A bit lower than that, actually. Okay. Sorry, when you spend £50 in my online store, I will send you the kit to make these 4 cards. So I will die cut everything for you. I can't send you stamped images. So for the flower, the sentiment, but I can die cut the circles for you. I can die cut the leaves. I can die cut the flower. I just can't stamp it. And that includes the shipping as well. So you'll get that. And when you spend £70 in my online store, you can get the Stampin' Up! Product of the Month, which this month is a beautiful stamp set, which I haven't actually used yet. I think I might have it right here. I'll show you it. Notes of Spring. It's really lovely. So you've got 3 sentiments and then 1, 2, 3 animals, some grass and some leaves or flowers, and it's 2-step stamping. 15 stamps for £5 when you spend £70. Amazing. You just need to make sure that you select me, or that my name is at the top of your order, or it'll ask you to select a demonstrator. And if you could select Fiona Harris, that would be amazing. So thank you in advance. Now I am taking all of these off. I just want to make sure it's really well and truly. I haven't put as many on as I did on the other one. Okay, because the paper's not very heavy that's going to be going on top of it. Okay, so I will need a bow. Let's do that and then I can get this out of the way. And that's going to go. I don't feel like that's a very good bow, but there we go. And that's going to go on the side with, you guessed it, glue dots. There we go. And then my Easter eggs and my Happy Easter are going to go on with dimensionals. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do the middle one first. I'm going to mix them around this time. And I'm trying to do it so that the ribbon goes across the, that's it, the ribbon goes under the eggs. Doesn't matter which order they go in, really. I'm trying to put these further apart so that I can move them down a fraction and still go across the ribbon. Yeah, like so. Okay, there we go. Now I've moved them further down this time, so I'm going to put my Happy Easter up here for change. And for those of you that are asking, yes, hubby is still in hospital, still very ill, but hopefully things are going the right way. I say hopefully because I go in one day and he's a bit better, and then I go in the next day and he's back to what it was. So it's kind of a half a step forward and then step backwards. So there we go. That's card number 4. That ribbon is really, I'm not really very happy with that ribbon. Just trim it a bit, that might make it better. There we go. So card 4, card 3, card 2, and card 1. So that's today, this month's March's online workshop. Don't forget to spend £50 and I will send you everything that you need to make these cards, except for these stamped images. So I can't stamp your sentiments, I can't stamp your flower. I can die cut the flower for you, but you will get everything else. And spend £70 and then you can get the product of the month for £5. Okay, thank you for joining me. Thank you again for all your support during this difficult time. It's appreciated more than you can know. Yeah, just thank you.